Hello Global Wealth Building Team. Today we have a recording of an interview with Jenna Zwagil, co-owner of HEMPWORX. Sit back and enjoy.
Hello everybody. Let me add Aaron to this so I don't just talk to myself. One sec. Bring a friend. Guest request. Hold on, I don't know how to do this very well. One sec. Aaron Parker, invite. Bam. There we go. All right, guys, we're going to do this live. I'm going to do a live with Aaron Parker and myself. Interview, chat, conversation style. I know some of y'all want to talk to him and me. This is going to be a great collaborative effort. Aaron, it says you're watching. Why don't you get on here? I invited you. I really want to try the effects on this thing. I usually don't go live on my mobile phone. Mobile phone. Who says that? Oh, hey everybody. Wave. I want to put these effects on here, but I won't. I'll refrain from doing that today. Okay. Is it working, Aaron? Let me see. Bring a friend. Oh, I already did that. How do you get on here? Ooh, add. Adding. You guys, I don't know how to do all this. Hold on. Ooh, there's a flash. I have a flash on here. Do you guys know how to use this? Oh, there he is. Ah, I did it. Yay. What's up, everyone? Hi, Aaron. How are you?
What's up, Jenna?
What's up? Oh, I don't have my AirPods or whatever, so hopefully the sound is good. Can you guys hear us okay? Drop a heart if we're good so we can carry on with ourselves. I'm going to interview Aaron. Reason why, there's a couple reasons. One, he keeps on bugging me to do this interview, you guys, and I pay attention to people that are in my inbox. So we're going to do that. And then also because he just hit 500K affiliate, that's one step away from hitting super affiliate, which is, I was going to say the top rank of the company, but we got master affiliate now. But that means he does 500,000 in sales a month. His team does. So obviously we need to pick his brain a little bit and figure out what the heck he's doing. And also I think it's important that we figure out where he came from, because a lot of people, for lack of a better word, idolize the people on the top and think that it's some mystical land that they can maybe never get to, or that it's reserved for a special elite few. It's not like that at all. So we're going to talk to Aaron about that, because if anybody knows the hustle, if anybody knows the struggle, and rags to riches story, like legit, Aaron can tell you guys firsthand what it was like when he first got started into this industry, how things kind of transformed for him after he joined NBC. And we're going to just jump right into that. So Aaron, I hope you're feeling better today, and happy birthday to Kathy. I know you just took her shopping. So happy birthday to Kathy. Are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
I'm ready for this too. So you guys maybe don't know our story. I say it's our story because it's hilarious, but let me just tell you, when HEMPWORX started, you guys, in 2017, I messaged Aaron Parker and was like, Aaron, you need to join this deal. You need to get into this company because we're going to blow it up. It's going to be insane. And it probably sounded like every other network marketing pitch out there. Like, I wasn't very skilled at this, obviously, because he told me no. If I was really good at recruiting, he probably would have said yes. But he told me no. He said, no, I'm doing what I'm doing. Bye. And I said, whatever, see ya. And it wasn't until a year later, a full year went by, I was just sitting there patiently waiting for him to come back. And he came back and he said, okay, I'm done watching. I'm done. I'm sick and tired of watching all these freaking checks of yours and going higher and higher and higher. I'm done sitting on the sidelines. I want to get into this deal with you. And at first, he had his own little self-doubt he had to work through. And he didn't know if he could do it or not again. So I'm going to let him tell you his version of the story and why did he say yes eventually. First of all, why did he say no? Why did he say yes eventually? And then what happened since then, and how did you get to 500K affiliate, and what are you doing that's working in your team, in your life, and how can we learn from you, Aaron? So without further ado, you guys, 500K affiliate, Aaron Parker, tell us your story, Aaron. We're all here and ready to listen to you.
Well, I only had to hit 500K to be able to go live with Jenna Zwagil. Come on, y'all. Oh, my goodness. So, yeah, I mean, I'm just excited to be here. Very honored and grateful to be on here live with you, Jenna. And yes, so when you first reached out to me, I said no. And I think that the first lesson in that is that a lot of people, those of you watching this, you're in business. Hopefully you're in business with us. But a lot of people are going to tell you no. A lot of people are simply not going to be ready when you first reach out to them. And, I have to give it to Jenna because she has a very interesting way of prospecting, very different from me, because her follow-up was zero. And basically her mindset was, listen, if you are not going to join, that's your loss. And when you're ready, just reach out to me and I'll be here. And she never followed up. But what happened was I was watching her. And so I want everyone to realize that you have people watching you. And the same exact thing that happened with Jenna and I has happened with me and people who have joined with me in this business, because a lot of people told me no. When I joined with Jenna finally on May 1st of last year, May 1st, 2018, I had a lot of people who said no. A lot of people said yes, but a lot more people said no than who said yes. And I've had a lot of people over the last year who have come back and now they're ready. And a lot of times I think people are, just testing us. They're testing to see how serious we are about this business. And, at least for me, Jenna, it's, we'll see if Aaron's really going to stick this out. We'll see if Aaron's really going to be here a year from now. And if he is, then I know he's serious. And so we just celebrated 18 months working with you, working with My Daily Choice. And so we're here, and I'm proud to say that we're having more success working with you, working with Josh, than we've ever had by far in any other business ever. And so we told Jenna no. And the reason why, it wasn't the right time. We weren't ready. We were doing other things. And so keep that in mind. Not everyone is going to be ready when you first reach out to them. But what she did do was she planted a seed. She planted a seed in my mind. And I'll never forget, it was about a year ago, I went through all of my messages with Jenna, and I had to scroll for a long time. And I found the original conversation, and I screenshotted it, and I was like, oh my God, I can't believe this. But Jenna planted a seed and said, one day we will be working together. When you're ready, let me know. And that was it. And at that point, it was a whole year later when we had gone through a lot of struggle, a lot of challenges. For those of you that know my story, I don't know if you want me to go into any of that, but my wife and I were in one of the worst financial situations we've ever been in prior to joining My Daily Choice. And what I saw was people who were making insane amounts of money working with Jenna. Yeah, we know that Jenna makes insane money. We know that Jenna is one of the top earners in the entire world for network marketing. But what was more impressive for me, and what really got my attention, wasn't how much she was making, honestly. It was how much money she was helping other people make. And when I started to see people that were working with her, really in short periods of time, like within like a year, people making ridiculous money, crazy money, I was like, okay, Aaron, it's time to wake up. It's time to reach back out to Jenna and see if she will still let me work with her.
So I want to just interject on a couple things real quick before we go into like our other questions that I have for you. So you said I didn't follow up. So I want to answer that real quick, because we were talking to each other May 1st, 2017. And HEMPWORX did not merge yet into My Daily Choice until May 15th, 2017. And the reason I'm telling you guys this is because I was freaking busy. And this is how you need to be in your business too. If you're not busy, if you're not so busy you can't follow up, you're not talking to enough people, period. And if I was just like trying to chase Aaron and just keep on watering him and just keep, if I was chasing him, he probably would just keep running away from me. Now, Aaron was professional network marketer. He was a leader, okay? And if I could recruit him, that was an achievement for me, because I knew he was good. He was a good leader. And a lot of us are like, I just got to recruit that one rock star. Aaron was a rock star that I wanted to recruit. But I also felt like back then, May 1st, 2017, I didn't have the credibility yet to even recruit him. I wasn't a big enough networker myself to recruit Aaron. So some of us are in that situation too, where we see people that are bigger than us, and these people that we go after, they tell us no, because maybe you don't have the proof yet, you don't have the documentation yet, you don't have the checks yet. I didn't have check stories yet because I hadn't even got into MDC yet. It was just, HEMPWORX was just a website by itself at this time. And I knew that because of my own little success in this website that I threw up overnight, basically, that this was going to be the next big thing. So I didn't have time to sit and explain it to people. It was like, are you in or out? This train is moving. Like, this is a rocket ship about to explode. And I know it sounds like hype and every other company says this, but I'm not kidding. This is about to blow up. So either you're in or out. Are you with me or are you without? You know? And he said, pass. And I said, fine, next, on to the next. And since then, he said he looked back a year later. So he had an entire year to see the check stories that were coming out of this, out of HEMPWORX merging into My Daily Choice, and he saw not big networkers making big check stories. It's not the same 5 people in the industry that hop from deal to deal that always have the same check story every time. It was people that never had success before. It was people that had no network marketing experience really, or only failed network marketing experience. Is when he finally came back and said, okay, if these people can do it working with you, then I can do this as well. So I think that's an important thing to say, is it's not so much that I didn't follow up, although it's completely true, because I'm busy. But I was talking to so many people then to get this movement off the ground that it was like, yes or no, yes or no. You know, Josh says, coffee, yes, coffee, no. Like, do you want coffee or not? You don't? All right, bye. I'm on to the next. So, and sometimes with our bigger networkers that we're trying to go after, it does take a little bit of time. It does take us working on ourselves first, our own check stories first, before we can go after those networkers. But, so Aaron, I looked up to you then, and maybe I didn't let you know that because I wasn't trying to not be cool to you or whatever. But I thought you were a very good networker to get, so I was going to waste my time trying to convince you. I wanted to take my own time to prove it to you first. So we appreciate you hopping on with us now. So I kind of want to shift a little bit in the conversation. You had experience in other network marketing companies before. My post yesterday was, why is MDC different? Why did it work this time versus all the other times? And you were successful in other companies before. It's keeping the success that was the challenge. And I had the exact same experience because I'm a self-proclaimed MLM hopper, okay? I lived that role until I came to My Daily Choice too. And the reason people jump from company to company is because they find success, and then the success either tapers off, leaves, company makes changes, something happens where they feel they need to go now to build something else. So I had my reasons why I had to go through that experience until I found My Daily Choice. I want to know what your experience was until you found us in 2018.
So let me clarify. You're saying, give me the question one more time.
What is different? Why did you succeed so insanely much now versus the companies that you've been in? What's the difference?
Okay, so obviously multi parts to this answer. Number one, you and Josh are obviously just incredible. I mean, you guys are, you guys know our pain. You guys have been through this. You guys are in the field with us. And I think there just really is something special about what you and Josh have put together, the pain that you've gone through to get to this point, and just so much that you guys do for us. So I do feel like that is a very key part in the success that we've had, without question. So some of the things, you know, first of all, there's multiple things. So number one is the system that Josh has created, which is part of the back office. You know, so many people, and I know that I've seen Josh and you, and this has been a conversation a lot recently, is people are trying to recreate and reinvent and do all these fancy things to, you know, to have success in the business. And what I loved about My Daily Choice is we didn't have to do any of that. And what's interesting is there are people that I've personally seen, even in My Daily Choice and in other businesses, who try to recreate a lot of stuff and create their own systems. And then I wonder, like, well, where's the results? And what I have done, to be very clear, from day one and still to this day, is I have only used the My Daily Choice system, which is free for everyone. And the reason why we do that is because it's simple. It's simple and it works. And so if it's simple and it works, why try to recreate something that's going to be complicated? Because I've seen people try to do that, and when it's complicated, people don't do anything. So I love the system that Josh has put together for us. It's free, it's simple, it works. So we've been using that since day one. Everyone gets it. It's in the back office. It's the capture pages, the autoresponders, you know, every Thursday cutoff. There's so many powerful parts to the system. The compensation plan, quite frankly, I know everyone says, you know, our comp plan pays more than everyone else. And whether that's true or not, I can tell you this, that in all the business that I've been in, I've never been paid this much in commissions on the volume that our team is producing. So this comp plan flat out is the best comp plan I've ever been a part of, without question, as far as what's actually going into our bank account. So that was huge. And one of the biggest things for me that I was looking for is not, could we make money? Because like you said, we have been successful in network marketing before. So it wasn't a question of could Kathy and I join and could we make money? I knew we could. The big difference was, could our team make money? And what I saw, what was happening with you, Jenna, your team, and the success stories in My Daily Choice, I knew that our team could have success. And that really is the missing ingredient, I believe, for long-term sustainability in network marketing is, are the people in your team having success? Are the people in your team making money? And I knew that that was going to happen here, and it has. We have people in our team who have never done network marketing who are crushing it, people who are not leaders, who have never had a big team in network marketing ever, and they're crushing it. So that was a key component to why we joined. And then the last thing I'll say is the products. I mean, when you have a viral product that is truly helping people, that people love. I mean, if we asked everyone who's watching, have you had a positive result with these products, there would be thousands of comments. And so I really believe that that's one of the key ingredients to the success that we've had is the products actually work. People love these products. And when you combine products that work with a movement that you've created with HEMPWORX, and it's something viral that is literally exploding in the marketplace, it's just like pouring, jet fuel onto a fire. It's going to explode. And that's exactly what has happened with our team. So that's why we joined, was for all of those reasons.
All right, so now everybody watching, a good majority of the people watching right now are HEMPWORX affiliates, probably, I'm guessing. I think a good majority of HEMPWORX affiliates follow my page, so that's why they come here, and they want to get tips from you. So everybody has the same opportunity. Everybody has the same founders, the same system, the same comp plan, same everything. So that's not a differentiating factor for these people that are following and watching you right now. So what I want to know is, how did you get out of your own way and break through to your success? Because that's where the rubber meets the road. You're the difference in why your team's gone to 500,000, because all the people watching are, some of you are 500K, but many of you aren't. So how did you push through your own barriers and your own resistance within yourself? I think that's a key ingredient as well that we need to talk about. How did you get through all that to get to where you are now?
So the simple answer is, I hope you guys can catch this. You ready? Because I had to. I had to. It wasn't like I wanted to. It wasn't like I'm going to hope for it. It wasn't like I'm going to wish for it. It's not like, oh, I really need this to work. It was, this has to work. And I think that, in my opinion, the reason why people have success in network marketing versus those who don't is the people who have success is because they have to, in my opinion. They have to. If you don't have to have success in this business, you'll find a reason why. You'll find an excuse. You'll find a reason. You'll find something that is going to hold you back. And that something is always us. It's always ourselves that are going to stand in the way. So number one is, make sure, all of you that are watching, you have to determine and figure out what is your have to, also known as your why. And if you don't have a strong enough why, then you're simply not going to change. You're not going to evolve. You're not going to get out of your own way. You're not going to get out of your comfort zone. Quite simply, you're not going to do the things consistently every single day that is required to create success. So when you find your have to, I like to call it your have to instead of your why, because it's just different. And your have to could also be your vision, could be your goals, could be your dreams. This is really what is going to get you up in the morning. It's what's going to keep you up late at night. It's what's going to prevent you from getting distracted by Facebook, distracted by TV. So Jenna, when we got started, for those that don't know, I'll just share quickly, our bank account was negative. So when people say, well, I don't have the money to start a business, my response is, well, then you're perfect. Because then you need this. And I can relate, because I'll never forget being on that call with you and Josh, and just the overwhelming emotion that was going through our bodies at the time, because we literally had no money. And as a side note, I think this might be interesting. I'll never forget this too, because as Jenna, you heard Jenna say that she knew that I was a leader, right? And so I asked Jenna, I was like, so Jenna, can you hook me up?
Yeah.
Give me a position, and what can you do for me? Those types of things. And guess what she said? Nothing. She's like, you're going to join like everyone else. And I was like, I respect that.
I said, actually what I said was, if I'm married to the CEO and I didn't get a position and I didn't get a spot and I didn't get a power leg and I didn't get any gifts along the way, because when I joined, we were basically acquaintances, just starting to date. He wasn't favoring me over anybody else. I said, if I got to start from ground zero, you for sure got to start from ground zero, because if Josh is going to make me work like this, you got to work too, because if you don't, for one, you probably won't appreciate it in the end. You also won't have the skills to teach other people on how you did what you did, because there's far too many leaders in this industry that are standing on stage lying to people saying you can do this too, when they have no idea how they even got there. Well, actually, they do know how they got there. They got there because they got a deal, or because they got a power leg, or because they made friends with somebody in corporate. And we have always been the company that turns that down, because we have integrity, because we want the little guy to see that the people on top were once the little guy, and that everybody starts as an executive or a builder, or from the beginning. So you didn't come in as a 250K affiliate where you just had to get a little bit further to 500K. You start with zero volume on both legs like everybody else. And because of that, you own that now. Like, you have that within you now, and you'll always have those lessons to teach everybody else. And I think that was the biggest gift we wanted to give to you, was to watch you do it yourself, because nobody can take that away from you now.
I love it. I love it. And so when we got started, our bank account was negative. We literally had to scrounge the last little bit that we had on the credit card to be able to get started with the executive pack. And all of our bills were past due. Like, we had no money. Every bill was late, like literally all of our bills. And so when we joined, it was do or die. It was, I have to make this work because my life depends on it. My family's livelihood is depending on our success in this business. And so that was what gave us the jump start. That's what got us going. It's what helped us hit 50K our first month, 100K in 4 months. And that was the explosion. Was we are eliminating all distractions. For those of you taking notes, eliminating all distractions. So distractions can be anything. Distractions can be friends, can be family, could even be, you know, a family member. Like I said, it could be TV. It could be things that you are doing that are fun. Distractions could be other streams of income. You know, I just watched a powerful video today from Will Smith, and he said, you don't need a plan B, because then you're taking away from plan A or something. I don't know the exact words, but when people say, well, Aaron, you're putting all your eggs in one basket, why don't you want to make money, doing all these other things? I'm like, because I'm not getting distracted and I want to stay focused. And I know that I could make millions of dollars with this company, and that's all that matters. So it was eliminating distractions. It was being extremely focused, laser focused on our goals, on helping our team rank advance. And, that, I believe, to answer the question of how we hit 500K, it's 100% our team. On our own, we hit 50K, basically just enrolling a lot of people, building a team fast. You could even say 100K, in 4 months. Yes, an amazing team, but it's not possible to hit 250K or 500K without an amazing team. And so for everyone who's watching, who's on our team, we love you, we appreciate you, and we are now motivated to help you. And that's the mission that we're on, is to help everyone on our team rank advance and get up to where we are. So 500K was because of our team, and we are working with our team every single day, helping our team rank advance. And it starts with the little things. It's, let's get you to 5K. 5K affiliate is the first goal. When someone says, well, Aaron, how do I get to 100K? I need to make 6 figures. I need to go 100K. Great. Let's get you to 5K. So it's baby steps. And the other thing I'll say is, and I think I heard this first from Eric Worre, is success loves speed. So in this industry, you can do this slowly, and you can take your time, and you can just do this part-time, but doing this business slowly could also be a little painful, because it just takes forever. One of the things that we've done, and we're still, even to this day, even after 18 months in the business, is success loves speed. Put that in the comments. And I believe that the faster you go, the more focused you are, the more determined you are, the more work ethic that you're putting in a daily basis, the faster you go, the easier it becomes. Because when you start to create some success and you hit 5K and you hit 10K, the best thing to do when you start to reach these first ranks is to go even faster. The mistake that I've seen people make, Jenna, is they hit 5K or 10K, and then they just get into management mode, and then they wonder why their team isn't growing, because they stopped. They stopped doing what they did to hit 5K, to hit 10K, and it's in those moments where you're starting to see some success that you have to go faster, and you've got to continue to push even harder, and then it will compound your success, and success can become even easier. So there's just, a few thoughts on that.
Yeah, and you know, going back to what you said about distractions, and I think for a lot of people, because you said you had to do this, it was do or die. That was a Marine word there, or Marine phrase for you, simplify. But our comfort zone can be our distraction, because some of us are just too freaking comfortable. I was not comfortable where I was before I started HEMPWORX and before I joined My Daily Choice. I was very uncomfortable, which is the reason why I work so hard, which is why I stayed up multiple nights in a row, just getting back to people, just building these relationships one at a time. And then, you know, like, I was just so passionate that I got out of my comfort zone. I didn't care what happened. I didn't care what people looked at me. I didn't care if I was being judged. I didn't care if people thought I was crazy. I just was, it was go time. It was do or die. And I had to do this right now. So sometimes our comfort zone is our biggest distraction. And until you're willing to leave your comfort zone, you're going to be distracted, because every time you go back to your comfort zone, you're going to think, I don't really need to do this. You know, so whether that's TV or whatever it is.
That is so true. 100%. I agree 1,000%.
Yeah. And the other thing I noticed in the network marketing industry, specifically too, in our company, the people that are at the top of the company are the people that are educating other people. So if you want to be where Aaron's at, you have to learn to become the teacher. You got to learn to become the leader. And leadership's not as confusing as people think it is. People's like, well, he's a great leader. Why is he a great leader? Aaron's a great leader because he's consistently putting value in other people's lives on a daily basis. That's what he does every single day. He gets on his Facebook. He talks to people in real life, you know, on the street, whatever, however he's building his business, he's adding value to people's lives. And in turn, that makes people attracted to him and want to join his team, him and Kathy's team. And they want to follow him because he's got the answers. He's done something substantial in his life, in his business. He's reached a massive amount of success in a short amount of time. And because of that, he's now teaching other people how to do this. And that's why people join. So if you want to become the next Aaron Parker, the next Jenna Zwagil, you have to know that first, in order to lead other people, you got to lead yourself. You got to work on yourself first. You got to take all these lessons that you've learned along the way and begin to teach them to other people as well. So my last question for you, and then we'll wrap this up. What do your daily activities look like? So I know this is confusing for people that are now coming out of 9 to 5. Now they're entrepreneurs. It's a big shift for many of us. It takes a lot of self-discipline, and I know you've been an entrepreneur for many years now. So what does your daily life look like? Like, how are you working in your business on a consistent basis, day in and day out? What are those activities that people need to be doing in order to achieve, you know, results in their life?
So, I mean, obviously this changes, you know, it evolves, and it's different today than it was when we first got started. I would say that, you know, and I have an interesting take on this, because for those people, which is probably most people that are that are maybe are watching this, they're doing this part-time. And I can, again, completely relate with that, because I started in this industry part-time, like most people. And I think one of the challenges in network marketing is people have to realize that our results, our paycheck, and everything is dependent upon us. And we don't have a boss. Like, you know, Jenna's my sponsor, but she's not like telling me what to do. And even if she did, I wouldn't necessarily have to do it. Versus in a job, if your boss doesn't, if you don't do what your boss says, you could, you know, get fired. So one of the things that I would suggest as a, you know, little hack for people is, and I know this may go against what people say, but just follow me here, is if you treat this business like a job at first. So what that means is every day at a job, you have to do certain things. And if you don't do those things, you get fired. Well, a lot of people in network marketing are not doing the things every day because they don't have to. Because they don't have a boss. They can't get fired from this business. So if you're not in that mindset of being an entrepreneur yet, we all have to go through this transition, then you may have to treat this at first like a job. So think about the things that you have to do every day in this business. And if you don't do those things, Jenna's going to fire you, right? So Like seriously, and I'm curious, does that help anybody who maybe is struggling with this? Because there are things that you have to do every day. So like prospecting and putting out content, you know, teaching others something new, following up. As we all know, revenue producing activities, things that you're doing each day, not once a week, right? If you only do the things at your job that you are supposed to do once a week, and you don't do them for the other 4 or 5 days, you probably won't have that job for long. So same thing here. You have to do them every single day. So that's just one little side note there. Love the feedback. Awesome. So as far as what I did when I started in this business, it was really simple. It's one word, massive action. I like to say it's one word because I'm too busy to put a space, right? I'm taking so much action that I can't even put a space. It's one word. Now, what is massive action? Massive action is every day I'm doing things that are going to produce results. And that's it. Nothing else. Like, it's that simple. Yeah. So what are some of those things? Well, like Jenna sent me a message. How many messages are you sending to people on a daily basis, right? When I first joined this business, I was sending out at least 100 messages a day, at least. Now, those were messages to new people. Those were follow-up messages, but it was at least 100 messages a day. Now, if you're only doing this part-time, then maybe it's 50 a day. Maybe it's 25 a day. But pick your number, and you need to be reaching out to new people every single day through all the different means of marketing. There's a million ways to market, right? You've got Facebook, you've got all the social media channels. There's ways to promote the business and promote to get customers through lots of different ways, from shows and markets and advertising and maybe a local, you know, paper or something. But for me, it was massive action. So my DMO every day was, how many people am I reaching out to for the day? Number 2 is using the system. How many people have I got to pre-enroll for the day? And again, it shifted because in the beginning, I was getting about 10 people a day to pre-enroll. Every day, 10 people. Now, I had to contact probably 30 to 40 to 50 to 100 people every day to get 10. But again, my life depended on it. And so it was massive prospecting, massive action, and then it was a lot of follow-up. So reaching out to new people, follow-up, getting people to watch the presentation, which is right now in the back office for your prospects with Josh, and all of the other videos. So it just comes down to exposure. You know, how many people are you exposing to the products? People say, Aaron, what do you do? We do 2 things. We get people to become customers of these incredible, life-changing products, and we find others who are looking to add an additional stream of income for their life. That's all we do. It's 2 things. So in every conversation and everywhere you go and everyone that you meet, it's just opening your mouth, talking to people, and finding out if they're interested in products or interested in making some extra income, or maybe both.
Yeah, that pretty much wraps it up. But, you know, one thing I want to add, and then we can close this out, something that stuck with me is Aaron's living his life intentionally. So he said he took massive action. He wasn't waiting around for the perfect time, the perfect opportunity. He wasn't trying to get his ducks in a row before he joined. He took action today. You know, today. I had to do it now. I had to do it yesterday, but I'm going to do it now. He was intentional. He turned his good intentions into good actions. So it's okay to have good intentions, but until you turn it into a good action, nothing happens, right? Words of good intention, desire, wish, okay, someday, fantasy, hopeful, passive, occasional, emotion, but words of intentional living is action, purpose, today, strategy, definitely, active, continual, discipline, and I will. Okay, so we have to exceed our own expectations. We have to have our own standards. We got to raise the standard. We got to raise the bar for ourselves and be consistent. You got to do important things every single day, not occasionally do important things. We got to do those things every single day. Also, consistency establishes reputation. When people see that you have stuck with it, when they see that you are consistently growing, not just as a person, but also your organization is growing as well. You're developing leaders, you're recruiting lots of people, you have the production, the proof. That's the prerequisite to getting to the top rank. That's the prerequisite to excellence. Last thing I want to say, people think that the people at the top are amazing people, and many of us are, but it's not because we do amazing things. It's because we do consistent things amazingly. Practicing is not amazing. Studying is not amazing. Trying is not amazing. Showing up, asking questions, changing ourselves, working, failing, and trying again is not amazing. But when you do all those things together on a consistent basis, you get to where you want to be. So thank you guys for opting in and watching this video today. Thank you for watching with Aaron. If you are new to this business and you have not joined yet, get with the person that shared this video with you, or reach out to Aaron himself. And if you are in this business, please share it with your team so that they can get something out of this, out of the video as well. Thank you guys, and we'll see you on our next video. Bye guys.